What's going on, everybody? So, welcome, and thank you for being here. First of all, I just want to say welcome and thank you you have to thank yourself basically for taking the time out to, be. It's not just you showing up for me, but it's you showing up for yourself and actually like putting your future forward. So, I definitely just wanted to start off by saying thank you. And basically, we're here to talk about how to 10x your social media with these cool AI tools. And just want to tell you guys a little bit about this powerful tool that I've been using. And we've got some amazing guests on, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, for you guys that don't know me, my name is Akil, and I'm going to do like a little quick breakdown. First of all, we're going to make this quick, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Then I'm going to tell you about this cool tool. And then after that, we'll just wrap it up. And I don't want to waste you guys' time. But first of all, my name is Akil Wade. If you guys don't know me or you found me on Instagram or whatever, and I'm originally from America. I'm from a state called Michigan, if you guys aren't from there. And I moved to Bali and way of living here in Cape Town. And I live my life based off of social media, really. Like I made a full-time income from these AI tools where every single time I post on social media, I make almost around $2,000 to $5,000 per post, which is crazy. And I couldn't even imagine having this life. Just a little bit ago, when I was in Bali, I was working a 9 to 5 job and literally had about $400 left after, my paycheck, and I spent that on food. And that's why I moved to Bali to try to save money, and I couldn't figure it out. I want to tell you guys a little bit how I got into the AI space. But basically, in Bali, I was trying to do all these side hustles. I was trying to drop ship. I was trying to, sell prints like from Printify, and I even tried to like work and do a whole bunch of freelance jobs, photography, videography, and stuff like that. But basically, the only thing that I saw that was working for me was trying to come up with like some idea, and that idea was to put all of my notes in one place because I was a big note taker. And I was like, whoa, it'd be cool if I can like make a brain version of all of my notes. And I ended up coming up with something like that. And what was crazy was I had some buyers. People actually wanted to see like a visual form of all of their notes. I compiled it in one area. And it was crazy. It looked like a brain. But the thing was, it took me so long to make this. And that's how I stumbled upon AI because these tools were helping me do this faster and more efficiently. And it was nuts. So basically, just a little bit about me and why I think AI is so powerful. Because if you don't run away from it, because at first I was a little scared of it, it took me back. But then I noticed that it's not AI that's replacing my jobs, it's the people that are using AI that's replacing your jobs. And that's where I really found my love for being able to save people time and save people money. And whenever you can save people money and save people time, you make a lot of money and you're able to do a lot of things because you're not going to be spending so much time doing that little manual work or being on Canva making all these designs or whatever. You can just do it fast and efficiently with these tools. And I know AI can be a little bit overwhelming for people, and I know a lot of tools out there basically try to do what ChatGPT does, and they try to sell you. You may see them on your Instagram feed, or someone tells you to use this AI tool or that AI tool, and it may be confusing. But I'm here to tell you that I have basically reviewed thousands of AI tools at this time, and a lot of them do the same thing. Most of them do the same thing. Most of them can be replaced by just using ChatGPT. But this app that I want to tell you guys about, it's called Castmagic, and I've got two of the founders here to basically break down what Castmagic does and how powerful it is. But I first want to start off by asking them what was the purpose of them creating Castmagic, and basically how did it come about. And I don't want to tell you too much about it, but just know that I use it every day, and it has helped me 10x my social media from growing hundreds of thousands of followers in the matter of 3 months. So basically, I just want to introduce Blaine and Ramon here and let them tell you a little bit about why they started this and how did it come about, really.
Well, thank you, Akil. I'm inspired by your story, so I'll do my best to keep up. But I think I can speak to my side of the story. I have my co-founder Blaine here as well. I'll let him speak to his side of the story too. But basically, we like you said, AI is it's going to the people who use AI are the ones that are going to replace whoever is not using AI, and that's exactly what we did when we saw ChatGPT coming out. We started getting creative about our workflow and how can we implement this into our workflow. And that workflow was a podcast that we have called DTC Pod. We've published over 300 episodes. We're paying an agency thousands of dollars to essentially read through the transcript and create a bunch of marketing collateral. Something that felt so simple, but yet was so tedious. And as creatives, as you know, you should be doubling down on what you're good at and what you cannot outsource, and that is creating content, not these operations things. So we thought, how can we solve this problem for ourselves, and how can we build the best workflow possible to help us increase the output of content? And so that's where Blaine comes in, builds the initial version for ourselves with our other co-founder Justin, who's a good friend of mine. And from there on, the business took off. We decided to launch it out to podcasters, but turns out that it's not just podcasters anymore who's making content. It is anyone with a job, any professional who wants to stand out and become an authority in their vertical is creating content. If you don't create content, you're not it's going to be hard for you to position yourself as an authority, and if you're not selling yourself, nobody's going to sell you and your work. So making content is the best way to do that. Blaine, what do you want to add there?
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I would add is, like Ramon had mentioned, we had a massive workflow problem where we would create all these great interviews. We had, hours of audio recordings and great interviews, but, we couldn't paste an interview into ChatGPT because it was a media file. The transcripts were way too long. There was too much context. And then to get the content out, even if we did get it out, it wouldn't even sound like we wrote it. It would sound like some robot wrote it, right? So the challenge was not only how do you figure out what's actually inside of all these media sort of transcripts and everything like that, but how do you, task the AI to actually create and write content that sounds exactly like you wrote it in the styles and the formats and everything? Because at the end of the day, as a creator, and Akil, you're not going to put out content that just sounds like a robot wrote it, because that's
Yeah.
inauthentic to your audience and it's not going to perform. So that was kind of the challenge that Ramon and I took on from a product perspective. And fortunately, like Ramon said, we're able to completely automate it away. We're able to run and scale all our content operations now with Castmagic, and it helps us do everything from create, the obvious parts of a podcast operation, but also now it helps us create things like video scripts, like social media posts, like our Twitter posts, our LinkedIn posts, and everything that, like Ramon said, that we as thought leaders in our industry need to put out on social to grow. So that's a little bit of background. And I guess what I can do right now is I can share a quick little demo with you guys, if that's all right.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I lost signal for like 2 seconds there. But yeah, and I also wanted to mention to you guys like how powerful this tool is, because I know that they told you a little bit about it, but like I basically just take out my phone and start talking to this tool. Like whenever I have thoughts, like let's just say I'm in the shower, and then right out of there I get out of the shower, I've got like all these thoughts about all these things I want to do and what I want to talk about for social media. And I just literally talk to the app, and then it creates the content for me. It literally creates like real scripts for me. It creates newsletters for me. It creates tweets, threads, like literally everything that I need in written form. It already creates for me automatically in a few seconds, just from me just talking to my phone. So it's like instead of you doing like just a voice note, or instead of you like just recording yourself on your camera and then you try to go back and I don't know, use ChatGPT or all these other apps to make content out of it. It does it for you automatically. So so powerful. And you guys have created an unreal tool, and I'm so excited. And thank you guys for even taking out the time to like do a demo for the community, because I think that everybody just needs to see a real good breakdown, because I can do it, but you guys can do it so much better. So I guess we can just jump into that and just show them how this
Yeah.
tool works. And we've got a sweet deal for you guys also, and we'll talk about that a little later.
Sweet, let's do it. All right, so here we are. And basically what we're looking at is Castmagic. And what Castmagic is, it's an all-in-one workspace for all of your content. And the way it starts is by importing recordings or media or whatever sort of audio video files you want into your space. And from those audio or video files, then you can start workshopping your content, whether you want outputs as text or any other sort of formats. Castmagic's here for it. So step one, Akil, like you had mentioned, one option is if you've got thoughts and you just want to ramble and record thoughts and get those into Castmagic. Everyone or most people have iPhones. You can just tap the button, record, talk into it, and that recording is not only going to transcribe on your iPhone and create content there, it's also going to sync directly with your Castmagic workspace. If you don't want to work with an iPhone recording per se, and you want to work with some sort of Zoom meeting that you've recorded or podcast that you've done or interview or anything else, or even a YouTube video or a reel or a TikTok, all you do is go over here to import audio or video, and this is how you bring in your content. So like we said, if you've got the file, you can upload it. If you've got a YouTube link or a Vimeo link, you can drop it in. And same thing goes for a link of a reel, a TikTok. And even if you've got another podcast that you like, whether you've created or someone else has, you can just bring that in via the RSS link. So really fast way to get all your media into one space. And once your media is in there, like you were saying, Akil, about that second brain, now you've got a second brain of literally all the media that you know, or your voice notes, literally anything you want. Yeah. So now once you've got the media in the space, the first thing Castmagic is going to do is it's going to transcribe that media. So as you can see here, we drop in a file, and here we've got a fully done transcript for it. And not only is it a transcript, all the filler words are going to be removed. It's cleaned up. It's broken down by speakers. So it's like really digestible. And from that transcript, AI content is going to generate in the exact style and formats that you want. So over here, when you click on the AI content tab, we can instantly see the things that are pre-generated for us. So we've got a sentence summary of what we talked about. We've got titles for that episode. We've got clip finder. So it identifies really important quotes that you can pull out and use. And it does everything from keywords to key themes to timestamped overviews to bios about the people in there to an introduction to it, as well as key topics and literally anything else that you want. And now for how you would do this for the things that like you actually need within your workflow, because everyone's workflow is a little bit different from each other. But let's say, for example, that I want to grow on social media and I want to create tweets, right? Or, X's, I guess, as they call them. What I can literally do is I can create a prompt. And the way I create a prompt is I literally just find a piece of content that I've written in the past or that another creator has done. And I can actually drop that in as a content sample so that the AI knows exactly the tone, style, and format to follow. So it could sound exactly like I want it to sound. Then all I do is describe what that piece of content is. I hit save, and now it's able to generate literally everything. So as you can see here, this tweet that I'm showing you, it's this entire long complex thread, and that has all been generated in my exact tone and style just by me taking and copy pasting in another example of a tweet that in the past had already gone viral and had performed really well. But this tweet is new. It's based on my new media context. So, you can just imagine how fast the drafting process is. If you were going to try to draft like an 8-thing tweet like this, it could take you 30 minutes to an hour easily to get it right. And here you go. It's ready to go. You can put on a little bit of polish if you'd like to change anything, put your own little voice and style on it, and boom, hit publish and ship it. So you can generate.
So first of all, let me stop you really quick. Let me stop you really quick. So basically, you took someone's tweet that, let's just say, if someone that's good at Twitter and they've been like, I don't know, getting hundreds of thousands of views, right? And then you dropped it in here, and then it created a tweet storm in your style and completely like tailored towards you, right?
Exactly. It just pulled in my own unique context, which is something that, like, if you were to go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, write me a tweet, it's going to be super generic because it doesn't have your own unique information and context. And here, this is an interview that I conducted that only I have. So like, this is going to be totally unique to me. It's the same thing that if I had like literally sat down with a ghostwriter who knew how to write better than I did. And like, I told him my whole story. I told him exactly how I write, how I wanted to sound. And he drafted the whole thing for me in this exact format. So, and it just does it in seconds, which is pretty wild.
To add to that too, like we use the best models available, which is why the output quality is so good. We're not cheaping out, trying to make the most margin here. Castmagic is here for the long run, and so we want as much satisfaction for our customers as possible. So we're always looking for the latest models. We're not trying to pinch pennies. And there's companies out there that put you on the great model for the trial, then after they change it without you knowing it. We do the opposite. We keep pushing you to better and better models as we find them as well.
Unreal.
Sweet. Yeah, Akil, is there anything else that you wanted us to kind of showcase, or that different ways that you use the platform within your workflows?
Yeah, totally. Like first of all, I use it similar to this right here, just that AI content mode, just that second one right after the transcript. I do that. I basically just talk. Like for example, let me just give you examples. For example, I like had a whole bunch of voice notes on my phone, right? And these are voice notes of me just like talking to my boys about like business ideas that we had, and I just dropped it in here, and then it just turns all that into content, and it actually like helped me find clarity around these ideas. Like they were just ideas, but then once I actually see it written down in like a form of like a newsletter and things like that, I'm like, wow. So then it really helps me expand on my creativity. And I know next you'll probably talk about this magic chat feature, which is insane, first of all, for you guys. Like for me to dummy it down really quick, I don't know he's going to show you what it's like, but basically you can just take a whole bunch of your content in here and then it'll create like your own chat GPT out of just your content. So then you can talk to your content just like you would talk to, chat GPT, but it's just about you. So you can be like, hey, how can I improve this or whatever? You can say, hey, what was the best part of what I was saying? Like whatever. You can just ask it anything because it basically just makes this tailored towards you. So that's huge and I use it a lot too. And it's incredible, man.
Yeah, and just piggybacking off that, so this next tab over here is called Magic Chat, and Akil, I think you said it even better than us, but it's like your own GPT for your media file, right? And the name of the game in AI is like every language models are everywhere, but what's really unique is when you've got your own data or your own unique information that you can feed the AI, and that's what Castmagic is. You're just feeding it your media, whether it's a voice recording, whether it's an audio that you'd recorded, a meeting that you had, literally anything, and then you've got the GPT for it, so you can spin up whatever you need based off of that core context, which becomes huge. And then taking that one step further, so that, like we said, it's Magic Chat, so you just type in whatever you want, you're able to generate it great from that media file. Taking it one step further, we also have a feature called Pages, where you are actually able to do the same thing, but you can do this across multiple media files. So if I, for example, wanted to write a 3,000 word article based on multiple different recordings, I just select the recordings that I want to like factor into it, and it'll generate me literally 3,000 word blog post based on that material. So this, again, it's not generic stuff that you're going to get dinged on Google for like being just generic AI content. This is literally built off of the information that you fed it, whether it's in your voice notes, your YouTube videos, Instagram reels, or even, podcasts or meetings or Zoom recordings. Any media file that you put in there, it's going to do it. It's going to take it and it'll write literally up to 3,000 words on whatever you want. So that's just another
Nice.
way that you can, use that brain of yours and put it to use in seconds.
That is insane. That is, first of all, is insane. Gosh.
We should definitely move to the visual stuff, Blaine, like in the transcript and the studio.
Yes. Okay. So last thing over here, before we get too carried away. Another great part about AI and tools and building software is we can make the speed and make your just job so much easier. So one thing that we wanted to do is we created a studio. So a visual media studio that's based off the content that you've uploaded into Castmagic. So what I can do is, now that I've got that transcript, again, voice recording, sure. YouTube video, great. Anything that I want to work with, all I have to do is highlight a part of the transcript that I like, and I just hit studio right here, and boom, it's going to send it over here into a visual graphic card, and I can play around with it. If I need to edit the text, I can. But this is how you can create these social media cards really, really quickly. So here we could say momentous, and then even if I wanted to throw in a different AI background on this, I can. So like I just literally generated a social media like graphic card that I could paste on Instagram or anything like that in literally 2 seconds. And it's unique to me. It's based on what I talked about. If I want to change it, put it in dark mode, I can do that. But, just being able to create media that fast is just like an absolute game changer. And then we automatically generate variations for you too. So like you could literally just click in, and if you didn't want to have to go even find a part in your transcript to create content from, we're already giving you the suggestions. You just upload the file up and you've got all this sort of media and graphical assets out immediately.
Gosh, that is insane. You know
This
what? Like
is
this is insane. Like before you guys even talk more, like I just gotta like there's no excuse why you guys aren't creating content. Like if you're listening to this and you are thinking like, I don't know what to talk about, or I don't know like what to post, bro. Like this right here does it all for you. Like all you have to do is just like press the little red button on the camera, and even if you just talk nonsense, it'll turn nonsense into content. So literally, there's no excuse. I'll let you go,
For
Ramon.
sure. I think the most exciting part for us is that AI is allowing us to move into a new wave of content, which is we're in a transition, and our thesis is that we don't, this is not media editing, this is media generation. So we're generating the media for you. Forget the tools to edit all the media. There's no time for that. We're literally just generating the media for you. And what you need is to be present in all of the channels. And like Akil said, you can literally just ramble, scatter thoughts, and it's going to organize it for you. And the time saver on that is huge. I mean, if you have to sit down and craft a tweet that is well written, that's like 30 plus minutes when you can just ramble a thought in 1 minute and have it be done. Blaine, I would love last thing to show is to see the video. If you go to the YouTube remote preset and see the video player for clipping, I think that one is a game changer too, because this shows that there's no excuse in the sense that you can use this for other media. I visited Pennsylvania and I got fascinated with like the story of Hershey, and so I
Yeah.
uploaded a ton of content from Hershey and downloaded clips, etc., and just repurposed that to create content about me sharing the story of someone else. So even if you don't have any ideas, you can leverage existing media.
Yeah, that's a great point, Ramon. I mean, basically, the other way to use it is even if you don't have your own content and you don't know what to ramble into your voice notes, or you don't have a recording of you on a Zoom meeting that you can put into Castmagic, the amazing part is you can literally start with any content. You can grab your favorite YouTube videos, you can grab your favorite reels or TikToks, bring them into Castmagic and use that to start creating content. So, like Ramon said, if I want to take some quote that Warren Buffett put out, I literally just grab that. I could send that to Studio. If I want to clip that out and start creating a video with it of my own, all I have to do here is I hit clip media and it's going to download just that clip from the transcript. So there is no the barrier to being able to create really compelling content is so fast. So here we can even see, let's see, the video's right there. You select in the transcript exactly what you want, and it'll be able to just clip that out perfectly for you. So, a million ways to create content. If you don't have your own content, start with someone else's. Just get in those reps, start posting content, build thought leadership, build up your own brand, and it's going to help you turn your content into your business.
Huge. Yeah, huge. And that's just like if you guys want to use this for ebooks, if you want to use this for podcasts, for literally anything that comes out of your mouth, you can literally put in here. So thank you guys so much for breaking this down too. There's like so much to unpack, and there's probably so many more things they can just continuously talk about how powerful this tool is. But it's just an example of like how you can just take advantage of things that take advantage of AI pretty much. Just literally take advantage of AI because you've got these powerful tools that does everything for you. So yeah, thank you guys again. And Ramon, do you want to tell them about the little sweet offer you had?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a code for you. If you use the code Akil100, you get an entire month of Cast Magic for free. In fact, it's actually 37 days because you get a 7-day free trial, and then you get a full month. So we're able to give that to you guys. Please do not share that code.
Fireworks.
Yeah, there we go. That's exclusive for you guys. So make sure to take advantage of using that code. That code can't be there forever because we have to make sure that those codes don't leak out. But we know Akil, we trust him, we trust his community, and we, at the end of the day, we want to let the product do the talking. If we say that we have the best transcript quality, the best AI content quality, we want to let you be the judge. So if you go on Castmagic, Akil has a link. You enter Akil 100. You will see a code section, and then it's going to ask you for a credit card, by the way, because we have costs for running the software and we don't want anyone to abuse the software. But if you're not satisfied, you can always cancel yourself before the trial is over within the platform. I'm sure you're going to love it. And if you ever have any questions, you can hit up support. We're always there. Blaine and I are always here. And yeah, that's what we got. We're giving away instead of asking for stuff from you.
Giving it away. Like,
Yeah.
for real. So thank you guys for being here. And if you are here, you get this sweet deal. And I'm going to have it over on the side also, so you guys can click there and get that code. And I'll also send it to you through email. So yeah, once again, thank you guys for taking out the time. I know we made this quick, couldn't really answer too many questions, but we're definitely going to do this again.
Definitely. Thank you, Akil.
Thanks, Akil.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, that was amazing. First of all, shout out to Blaine and Ramon for coming on here and just like sharing that knowledge, because you guys have to take advantage of these AI tools. Like I mentioned before, it can be scary getting into the AI space, but you can definitely use and take advantage of these tools, right? And for the last 3 months, really, I've been just focusing on like how was I able to grow like almost 180,000 followers in 3 months, right? Because I've been creating content for over the last 10 years and I was able to explode within this last year. Like before I had a job and now I don't have a job and I can just post something on social media and travel everywhere. Like if you guys can tell right now, I'm a little sniffly at the moment. I just landed here in Nairobi, Kenya from my house in Cape Town. I spend the summers in Europe and I'm literally able to have this life just because I understand AI and I understand kind of how to post on social media and how to basically 10x social media with this content creation strategy that I've been forming for the last 3 months. So I put it in this course. It's really like a program, but I put it in this program for you guys. And if you're interested in learning exactly my exact strategies on how I grew my social media, I talk about those things. I talk about the persuasion techniques that I use when I talk. I talk about the hooks that I use and all of the lighting equipment that I use and the cameras, everything when it comes to me growing on social media. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check that out also, because it's no better time to grow on social media than now. Everything is here for the taking for you. All these tools, these AI tools, you can just use them just like Castmagic. And there's other tools that I talk about. That's just one powerful one that I love to use. So yeah, once again, if you guys are interested, definitely check that out. I'm going to put it on the side panel. You can just click that link. And for the people that are on this call, it'll be cheaper. It'll be like almost half the price for a few days. So you can go ahead and join that, and I'll see you in the inner circle. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I'm excited. Let's grow in 2024 and take advantage of these AI tools and be the ones that are using it, not be the person that's getting replaced by AI.